What's going on, guys? So I'm sure you can tell by the title and thumbnail what we're going to be talking about in this video, but before we get into all that fun stuff, we wanted to address the previous video where you saw her get into an accident. You have anything to say?
Yeah.
Oh wow, the awkwardness is really shining through right now.
Thank you for all the sweet comments that you guys left. It really meant a lot to me.
There was a lot of positive.
Yes.
A couple knuckleheads in there, but
yeah,
a lot of positive.
Like the one that said, ask her 300 questions, didn't even ask if she was okay.
Which I did.
He did. That was the first thing
you just
he
couldn't
asked
hear me on the first phone call because you didn't have it on speaker.
Yeah.
Right. It is what it
anyways,
is.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. I'm fine.
Show us the damage real quick because there are some people want to see. So just a quick look. We got this, which is like, it might can buff out. I haven't even tried. I'm not even gonna
you
deal with it.
You probably get a magic eraser.
Yeah, it might. It doesn't feel like it's into my paint.
Yeah, no.
Here's the dent. It's a fender bender. It wasn't like a huge ordeal until, as you can tell by the title, it's turning into an ordeal.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. We just wanted to say thank y'all before we get into the video. Sorry, there's a girl riding a horse over there, and it kind of caught me off guard.
It's so pretty.
But yeah, that is essentially the wreck video. Thank y'all for the positive feedback. Yes, we're very thankful it was not a bad wreck. She didn't get hurt. And people that were saying, there was a couple comments like saying it was weird that I posted you crying, but you didn't have,
I read that.
You didn't have a problem with it, did you?
No.
So you shouldn't have a problem with it.
Exactly.
but yeah,
yeah,
so
I didn't like those comments.
I thought that genuine reaction was good. I mean, it was sincerity, and yeah. Anyways, so before we ramble on too much, let's jump into the title and thumbnail, the fun stuff that has happened since the wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. Cut. See you in the next scene. Do what? Yeah, I'm videoing. This is art of the thumbnail.
Here's the water.
All right, back to pictures. All right, guys, so here's the full story. We're gonna jump all the way back to initial contact that I had with her. So I talked to a couple people that have more experience with this and gave me some advice, so I knew kind of the route that it could potentially go. So she got issued a citation at the wreck for not having any proof of insurance. So once Lauren picked up the accident report, like 2 days after the accident happened, it had obviously her phone number, you know, her information, where she works, this kind of stuff. So in order to verify if she actually did or didn't have insurance, I gave her a call, right? So I gave her a call. I was like, hey, this is so-and-so, and you know, I'm just trying to get everything straightened out so I can get my truck fixed and stuff. So, did you have insurance? This is all allegedly. I'm just telling y'all the truth, but allegedly. Allegedly, her boyfriend has been paying her insurance. This is a 32-year-old woman, just throwing that out there. Which I'm not putting her name out there. I'm not putting her face. I'm not putting her tag. You know, I know all of her information, but I'm not putting that out there. That's just not the route I want to go. So she said her boyfriend was supposed to have been paying. Apparently he hasn't. So the insurance was lapsed. Hung up, good terms, whatever. She's being nice at this point. So I go get the quote. It's going to be about $1,600, right? So I call her back. And this is after me talking to some people about what potentially would happen with her not having insurance if I went through my insurance. I let her know, I was like, hey, it's gonna be like $1,600 to fix this thing. Which I understand, it is Christmas time, but just the same for her having to pay something, it's just as bad for me having to pay something for her hitting my truck, right? I don't want to pay $1,500 either. So anyways, I explained to her, like, you know, it's going to cost this much. And at first she was like, well, I'm an honest person, you know, I can give you payments. And I was like, there's no way I'm doing payments with some individual I have no clue who is, what they're like. You know, I have no leverage. She could make give me $1 and then never speak to me again. And what am I going to do? I can't take her car. I have no leverage, right? I'm not doing that whole personal thing because that always ends badly. So I told her, which is what I got recommended from someone else, I was like, if you have a credit card, or you maybe could get a credit card, you could pay the body shop and then make payments through there. Like, that would be the right thing to do, and that way she could make payments to the credit card. Well, she tells me that she can't get a credit card because she has bad credit, and then tells me that she just got a credit card to pay for her kids' Christmas which was $1,500 apparently. Which, yes, is sad if that is true. Like I said, it is Christmas time. Not many people, including myself, has $1,500 to just throw away. I told her, well, we're in kind of a sticky situation because if you can't pay it and I go through my insurance, they're gonna go after you to get you to pay them back. They might suspend your license. The police might, for driving around with no insurance. I have to go to them. Then the insurance company's going to try to claim the money from you. She started getting a little more standoffish. She was starting to say, like, it's not fair if they were to suspend her license or do anything like that. And I was like, well, it's, you know, it's not me wanting to do that. I just want my truck fixed, and to not have to pay $1,600 out of my pocket for something that you did. Like, I understand it's a fender bender. It happens. It's not the end of the world. I'm not super mad at her for it happening. But you have to be accountable when you make a mistake, because if the roles were swapped, I can guarantee you she wouldn't be fine with me just not paying her the money, right? She asked for a couple days to figure it out, which I'm like, totally fine. You know, we have like 30 days before you have to file a claim or it's too late. And so I was like, yeah, that's totally fine. This was on a Monday. I was like, well, I'll just call you back Wednesday, or you can call me, and we'll see what we've come up with. End on relatively good terms still. The following day, on Tuesday, I get a phone call from her granddad, which is clearly with her because it's calling her off of her phone. He calls me and he's like, hey, this is so-and-so's granddad, and I don't want you calling her. I was like, well, sir, I was just trying to get everything, you know, which I have all of this recorded. Every single phone call I had with her and this guy, I have recorded. You got to do that in this world. So basically he was like, well, I don't want you calling her. I didn't call your wife. You weren't there at the scene, yada, yada, yada. I'm not attacking her. I was just trying to get on the same page so we could get things figured out. Then it ripped her mirror off, right? I think that's all only damage, but I didn't go look at her car, but I know her mirror is gone because that's what hit my truck. So he was like, and the way I see it, it looks like your wife hit my my granddaughter's car because it took her mirror off. And so I was like, no, sir, I have literally dash cam footage showing your granddaughter merging over into the turn lane when my wife was right there beside her and hitting her. And then your granddaughter also admitted to the police that she was at fault, which is on the police report, which I had right in front of me. He like asked her, he's like, is that true? You told the police that? And she, I guess, told him yes. So then he was like, oh, okay, well, you should just let insurance deal with it. Oh, he said, I'll see you in court, which she has a court date for being issued a citation for not having insurance, but I have nothing to do with that. I'm not going to be there. I'm not asked to be there. That's just a her thing to, I guess, probably just prove that she has insurance now and get a slap on the wrist, right? Or not get insurance and then maybe actually get in trouble. I don't know. Basically, I think she came to him asking for the money, and he immediately picked up the phone and called me without getting any details. So it's understandable for him to be mad, frustrated, whatever the case. It is unfortunate they went that route, and then like the end of the phone call is basically him saying something smart aleck, like I love you too, bye, or something or other like that. It was something smart aleck, and then hung up on me. I was already talking with my friends earlier that day, trying to get their input. These are just wild like thoughts because we don't know, but somebody was saying maybe she does have insurance, she just doesn't want to use it because maybe she's used it a lot or something. So I tried calling the insurance that she wrote down on the police report of having, left messages, no return call, no one answered, could never get a hold of anybody. So I ended up calling my insurance to see what the process would be like if I did go through mine. So like I said, the bill is going to be like $1,550, right around there. So I call them, and they basically tell me that I can start the process, but I'll have to do my copay, which is $1,000, and insurance would only be paying $550 above what I've paid them to get the truck fixed, right? And then they would go after her and try to get me the money back, the $1,000 or whatever extra charges there is, right? But the insurance lady was like, there's no guarantee with that. So I would pay $1,000, save myself 500 bucks, maybe never get the 1,000 back, and then have to deal with all of insurance bull crap. So I have decided that I'm just not going to deal with insurance. I'm going to pay with it out of pocket. I'd rather spend the extra $500 and not be like drug around by insurance for who knows how long, and them to do all that. And honestly, I don't want to ruin the girl's life. Like I said, she's 32 years old. She should definitely be old enough to be more accountable than this and be, you know, prepared and just an adult. But I don't want to ruin her life over a bad decision and $1,500 either. So, which you can comment down below what you would do, because like I said, I have her phone number. I have where she works. I could sue her. We could go to small claims court. I could call her boss, and, you know, potentially, I would never do this, but someone else might could get her fired for, you know, hey, you got an employee running around with no insurance and ran into me and is saying screw you, go deal with it, blah blah blah. Hit the wrong person, that might be what would happen, right? Like I said, I'm definitely not going to go down that route at all. But it's just very disheartening for a person to just basically have this incident, which is not the end of the world, but then say, you know what, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not being accountable at all. You can go have fun. Oh, well, I just bought my kids Christmas. Your kids don't matter. Essentially what she's saying to me. Maybe on her court date, like I said, maybe she won't even get insurance and they'll actually give her, you know, who knows what. They may, I mean, they could suspend her license. Comment down below, let me know what you would do in my situation. Would you throw the book at her and try to get her back in any way possible? Or would you go the more forgiving route and just, in order to not cause more problems, deal with it? But with that being said, that's enough rambling. Hopefully, I don't think you enjoyed this video. Hopefully the next video will be more enjoyable, and I'll see y'all there.